Okay, you tell me when we can start.
Yes, 1 minute. When we start in Facebook, we start.
Perfect. Let me look for on Facebook. Tell me when we can start.
Yes, 1 minute. When we start in Facebook, we start. Perfect. It's okay. Okay, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, everybody. Welcome to this webinar again, as every week. And today we have with us to our friend Anthony Sanchez. Morning or good evening, everybody. Welcome to this webinar again, as every week. And today we have with us our friend Anthony Sanchez. Okay. Now it's okay because I was hearing double. Okay, Anthony. Hi, good morning. Thank you for to be today with us. Welcome to your home as always. And well, we are waiting for you. Please speak a bit about you and what are you doing now, and about your conference, please.
Okay, well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for this invitation, Elizabeth. First of all, I want to wish you all the mothers on the world really and greatest happy Mother's Day. And as everybody's know, so much people know me. My name is Anthony Sanchez. I am from Venezuela. I'm an oil engineering. I am not working in my area, but I teach languages and I like to share my knowledge. Okay, the topic for today is about the oil, non-renewable resource and subsidence phenomenon. Will the water stop? This kind of topics I consider me as an oil engineering is very important to share with the public because not much people know about the oil in the world and what will happen if the oil will end up and what we will do. Is the science preparing something for us? Is the world ready for the finishing of the oil? We don't know yet. But as every topic in the world, we cannot talk without any origin. Isn't right, Elizabeth? We cannot talk about what we are talking about. So what is the oil? So not much people know what this is. And as we can see here, what is oil? It's a substance composed by a mixture of hydrocarbon, dry in color, and a strong odor, black in color, and the light and dark water, which is found in the natural state in the underground deposits in the upper layers of the earth's crust. Its fractional distillation produces products of great industrial importance, such as gasoline, kerosene, tar, and solvents. As we know here, it's very important to mention that we know what oil is. And now, what is the origin of oil? Oil is one of the hydrocarbon of fossil origin, the result of the transformation of organic matter from the zooplankton and a lake that deposit in large quantities on the oxen bottom of the seas or the lakes areas of the geological past were later buried under the layers of the sediment. I will explain something here. As we can see here, how is the petroleum transformation? As many years ago, dinosaurs, planktons, historical animals, so they were deposited, and as we can see here in the picture, they were fossils. And the time passed away and the year was passing away. The fossil on the bones were becoming in a transformation, is becoming very, very hard temperatures, hot, cold, lamps, violence, and so becoming the bones is becoming it oils. As we can see now is the petroleum. So in the other picture, we have a very, very interesting pictures. So in the temperatures, as we can see, let me give zoom. Oh, come on. Sorry. Okay, as we can see here, you are mute. You are mute, Elizabeth. Okay, now on the planktons, on some of the planktons of the seas, they were so they were dying as also the animals. So and that sediments were sinking on the bottom of the sea, and they were passing the years and becoming on the rocks, stones, and so many microorganisms they were sinking on the bottom of the seas, and they on the passage of years they become some of the fossils as we can see now in petroleum. Okay. Now let me, okay, I know, as in the world, many industries have many companies, they are trying to the exploration and exportation of petroleum. But answer, how is that possible? Because even the miles and miles or kilometers in the bottom of the earth, and how is that possible? That has to be unproduced, and how they can dry it out. So to put a well into production, it's necessary to drill the casing of the depth of the formation where the hydrocarbon is found. Oil flows through these holes and is extracted through a smaller diameter pipe, known as well production pipes. So as we can see here in the picture, the exploration and exportation of the petroleum, first of all, we need to study the lands and the field where the petroleum maybe is found or not is found. So just main engineering, they are in case of the look for the way and study the land, and they if they can find petroleum on is the land is ready to be drilled. And sometimes it's becoming harder for some engineers because things can get out of control, because this is a very important responsibility when you are going to drive into the earth. As we can see here, this called production pipe. You can see this pipe on the screen, the picture. Okay, this pipe is in this is yeah, this pipe is in charge of the exploration and extraction of the oil. It's necessary to be very sensitive and very so many studies, because you can see here this is land. We can find here gas and another matters, As also we can see here the water. So the petroleum is found between the water and other matters. And now we're going to pass on the other pictures. So first of all, as I mentioned before, the petroleum need to be, the land need to be studied by other engineers, and they will tell us if the sum is ready to be explored and drilled. And so the production pipe need to be armed and conformed. After that, these have to be drilling. When this production pipe is already sinking on the earth, the petroleum will start draining out. And as petroleum is coming hot and tight and also is coming with many power, it needs to be this needs to be in other procedures. So um, in other cases, have to be so many tanks with oxygen, water, gas, because by the other hand, there needs to be so other production types sinking on the earth. Meanwhile, this is drilling out. These have to be under introducing waters on gas in order to keep the pressure on the oil in order not to commit any natural disasters or commit any environment disaster. Let me move here. Okay, many people doesn't know that in the world, many things that we are using is derived from the petroleum, and petroleum products are such as gasoline and other fuels, butane gas, asphalt, plastic, fertilizers, pesticides, fungicides, and herbicides, synthetic fabric detergents. But and did you know that some makeup cosmetics also are coming from the petroleum? They are fabricated by that. And as also we can see here, we also have solvents, plastic, and clothing. All the things that we are using now in the world is made by petroleum, is petroleum products. And now, one of the most important topics that I wanted to be in is in the subsidence phenomenon that is produced by the extraction of the petroleum in the earth. Why I want to talk about it because it's very important that everybody knows what's going on in the world by the petroleum extraction and why the earth, and in some places that there exists petroleum, the earth is sinking. But first of all, we need to know what is subsidence phenomenon. The subsidence phenomenon, the phenomenon of subsidence is understood as the subsidence of the soil due to the excavation of galleries, tunnel, mining extraction, of extraction of the underground water or oils, which causes a loss of the volume of the soil. So I will explain here. You can see this road, and here there is a car. Okay, where is coming the subsidizing phenomenon? As we can see here in this picture. Okay, the earth is sinking. Why? Because the extraction of oil or gas or land or maybe water is lost in some case on the earth. So as we can see here, the picture, we had several caves, lands, caves, water, maybe petroleum, gas, and other minerals. So shielding from rocks, this is coming and losing many caves on the earth. And this phenomenon is occurring and called subsidizing because the earth is sinking and is losing many caves, and is occurring and happening this. Okay, as we can see in the picture. In this picture, we can see that in the road there is a hole because there is empty. And here we also can see that these are the houses, inhabitants. Here lives the population. Here is the land, the hole, and is the hole. And you can see how the houses are inclining because the earth is sinking. And also, many geological engineering, they are trying to look for the way how to combat this phenomenon of subsidizing in the world. And they are trying to make a region of the on the houses and try to keep it as strong as possible. But it's something that we cannot combat or attack the of this kind of natural disasters. But this is phenomenon not is produced by the earth, or is not produced by a natural disaster. It's produced by the extraction of the oil. So, and who is extracting the oil? Industries, man, and the humankind have to understand that this kind of procedure has to be very, very sensitive, because this is producing a phenomenon called subsidence. And now I want to talk about a very special case in my country, in Venezuela. There is a place called eastern coast of Lake Maracaibo, Lagunillas in Venezuela. As we can see here, this is a big wall. This is a big wall. And in the eastern coast of Maracaibo, the extraction of petroleum is transforming this phenomenon of subsidences. As we can see here in the picture, this is the wall that protects the population from the water of the lake. But the industry, they are extracting petroleum, and this is all the petroleum that we can see. There is the lands on the underground. Here is the population. Here is the big wall. It's the biggest engineering architecture in Latin America. We have it in Lagunillas, Venezuela. So what's going on? PDVSA industry, mejor conocida as well called PDVSA, okay, is the biggest industries in Venezuela, and also well known in the world, that is in charge of the extraction and production of the oil. But this son of the country is a very, very great producer of petroleum. And I will explain it. The petroleum is being drilling out from the lake, and this wall is protecting the population from the waters. What's going on? When the past of the year, this start, all the petroleum has been explored and introduced and dried out. And so what's going on? This land has been sinking, and houses has been sinking too. And then they start broken and many things. Also on the big wall has been committing so many ruptures because is in other level. And now, Eastern Cabo Lake of Maracaibo is the municipality of Lagunillas in Venezuela, where you can see the effects of the subsidence produced by the almost century-old exploitation of the oil in the area, which has forced the construction of a dam around the lake to prevent the lead population be flooded with its water. And I dare myself to say that I used to live close to this big dam because all the population has been moved to another residences on the city because this is a very well time bound because at any time all the water is filtering from the flood and some has and broken in, as we can see here in the following picture. We can see here in the following pictures as how the houses are being broken by these phenomena, and this is the risk that the local lives, and many people is afraid to be dead by these phenomena because they think that they wanna die. As we can see here, this house is in Campo Alegria, close to this dig, because this is the houses of the industrial workers that they used to work for PDVS company, and they are still living in that houses. And as always, we need help. We are sinking. Our houses are broken, as we can see here in the wall. And you understand now why it's very important to be careful at the time that the exploration and production of the oil. Also, we can see here and returning back, I will explain one more time on this picture because maybe not much people will understand that. And the following question is, will the war stop? Well, we don't know yet. Only God knows it when the war will start. But I can tell you this, that the petroleum is a non-renewable resource, and so we cannot create a new one. I was reading a book a couple of days ago where in 1916, a big writer was mentioning that in the future, I'm talking about 3000 or in 3000 years, uh, they will not exist airplanes, they will not exist cars, and all that comfortable life that we used to have will not exist because they think that the petroleum when be ended, we will not have power. So that's why many industries are designed, and they are trying to look for the way how to continue with this world without petroleum, because we have clothing because we have petroleum. We can use lenses, eyeglasses because we have petroleum. We have phones and a smartphone because we have petroleum. We can travel from another countries because by plane or train or car because we have petroleum. But what we will do if we don't have petroleum in the future? Is a very good question, and I would like someone like you will answer this.
I don't know, but I know that the people don't think until now what is happening really with the oil, with the petrol.
Yeah, Elizabeth. This topic I consider is very important because the population is not ready about what is coming. And for example, 10 years ago, this municipality was under 7 meters under the water. Nowadays, it's under 18, 18 meters under the water, and you can imagine how is how is this phenomenon going faster? It's going faster. It's an advance.
But the people know about it.
Not much of them. They know that this municipality and this locality um, is a SUBSIDENCE municipality, but they don't know what is it. They don't know what it is. So that's why shell industry in the 60 years, in the 70 years, in the 80 years, they were moving and residents people, the population to a higher ground. You understand? To a higher ground because they were afraid that the water will be filtering and be flooded all the population, and the quantity and the amount of kills will be very, very in amount. So when I was a study, I remember that in the history of this municipality, a couple of years ago, um, an American group, they came to this municipality in order to make some studies and to decide what to do or if the zone was ready to be inhabitants or not habitants. So what I know, and two buses when they enter, so I will understand this. They sinking on the water and start going through the under the ground, and they noticed that they were in the center. They arrived in the center of the city. It's called Ciudad Ojeda. So they arrived in the center of the city under the ground because they were swimming on the water. So they came around, I mean, here. And you know what gift they gave us? They laid us on the police army.
Mhm.
Black bags. You know black bags where you put kill people in the black bags.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Well, they let us thousand and thousand and thousand and thousand of black packs because they say only God will save you and keep you safe in this land because this is not ready to be habitat for the population. These are subsidized and
Really?
some. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And I know that Mr. Raymond, teacher Raymond, he lives in the same municipality, and he will know about it, and he knows about it. I'm sure of it.
Mm.
I'm sure of it, because this municipality is almost under the water. Is almost under the water. As I mentioned before, look the difference. Look the difference. Where is the water? This is the lake. This is the big wall, and look the population. You can see here the houses.
Yeah, yes. This is very dangerous.
Yeah, it's very, very dangerous. So that's why many people say, oh, Lagunillas is called subsidized municipality, but people doesn't know what is the risk that they are facing to. And there is still people looking for the way how to make a house in those kind of municipality. And so, as I mentioned before, those kind of industries and the government, they are building many departments, many residents like El Danto, Fondur, Fabricio Ojeda, in order to keep away population from this lake, because believe me, Elizabeth, this is very, very dangerous. It's like
Well,
yes, tell me.
and what happened in this moment? It's the same.
Yeah, it's
The
the
people
same, and it's worse
this
now
place.
because yeah, it's the same. This picture that you can see is from the last year, from the last years. this picture is from the last year. As you know, Venezuela is in a very, very, very critical economical situation, and the government doesn't know. Even PDVSA company, they are not working on these big problems. And so what they do, they are letting things go, and let's see what's happening in the future. That people are still living in that municipality, a very, very amount people. And well, you also can see people are in need of help and nobody show up. Nobody
Wow.
show up.
It's true all that you thought about in Venezuela. It's a very, very hard time in this moment. And then I am thinking now, no, for example, if I live in this place, but I have not money, I have not a job, I have not nothing, what can I do? No, nothing.
You cannot do anything. A couple of years ago, when PDVSA industry was in the highest moment of the century, well, this kind of fields and these kind of houses was the nicest, was the best places where you can live, because you had a very nice or a very important and a good salary. You had a good work. You were working for PDVSA company, and it was the maximum of the country. And many people on that time were looking at other people in this way. So, as I don't care about all these people. Yeah, because they think that they were using a carnet, you know, a carnet, an identification ID from the company.
Uh-huh.
And if you don't have it, if you didn't have it in that time, you were nothing, because PDVS company was the best industry in the country. Um, Nowadays, we can see how God, how life is becoming this in a real, real nightmare for the locals. And you can imagine that in 2015, many people were trying to make some interviews, were trying to take some pictures of the lake, and you will not imagine that some of them, they said in the interview, oh my god, I'm trying to work here, trying to be a journalist, I'm trying to make an interview, and I feel bad because I'm feeling that and I being watched by the some policies and some cops organization like Sevin, like Kona, because this kind of place is very protected and watched by the government. But it's important that, okay, we care about it, but they don't keep it in working. You understand, they don't maintain, they don't recover it, they don't even send people to clean up the grounds, to remove rocks. And that lake is very in a very, very bad condition of pollution, because I want to talk about other topic. People are not willing about how is the risk of this kind of environment pollution, of extraction of the oil.
One question. Do you know how many people live in this place? It's a lot
Around
or no?
5,000,
Well,
around 5,000 people and families. that in any future, let's pray God that they won't be harmless, because on the time this lake to be flooded, many people will be dead and harmless because they will lose everything. And uh, I remember 3 years ago when I was in Venezuela, I was working in a company, not for PDVSI company. I was working for other company. I was making my scholarships, and it was very sad, Elizabeth, because I was in the platform, I was doing my work, and I was worried more. Me as an oil engineer, I was worried that the environment engineer. I was worried about it because when the oil was being dried, okay, the petroleum was well dried, and the petroleum passed through a procedure. What is this procedure? That the petroleum need to be cleaned and separate the water, rocks, and rubbish, and all those all those rubbish is go back to the lake, and in less of 5 minutes you can see many fish, many, but an amount of fish dead in the top of the lake on the water because of the pollution. Was very sad, was very sad for me, because I said, oh my God, so what is doing the government in the environment area to take care of it? Nothing. They are not doing nothing.
Yes, yes, true. And well, um, what do you think that the people have to do for help to all this that is happening now? About the oil, about the, I don't know, maybe the use of plastic or all the materials that you taught us.
I really think that we as a human beings, we should start looking for a new way to create our new stuffs. Looking for the new way how to create with the old plastic, new plastic, but in a very biological way, because believe me, Elizabeth, this is becoming hard. And every time the um, global heating and temperature is becoming hotter, all the poles are being watering and filtering because of the hot. And this is hard because anybody do anything. No industry does anything. So I think we as a human beings, we have to take off the risk and to be aware of this kind of topic, because it's very nice to be in Dubai. It's very nice to be in Saudi Arabia with petroleum. But do you really know how is this procedure? How is affecting? But people, for example, people, oh, that's happening in China, that's happening in India, that's happening in Egypt. I don't care about it because that's not my country. Don't be ignorant, please. And I'm so sorry to be rude of it. Don't be ignorant. We all live in the same world. We all live in the same planet. What's happening or what's going on in Egypt, in China, in Venezuela will affect us.
I think that this is a very big problem with the world, with the people around the world. In fact, a lot of times inside our home, our city, our country, if this happens with between your close people, they are not interesting, sorry, in a problem, because it's not my problem. But yes, it's my problem because all that happened in my city, in my country, in my world is my problem.
Yeah, and nobody care about it because you know nowadays the real word. Because I'm telling you, this is the real word. This is not any Photoshop. This is not any montage. No, this is the real word. And what happened? Many people, oh, I don't care. I don't live in that place. They decide to live there. You imagine that? I don't care. They decide to live there. It's not my country, it's not my place. So why should I care about it?
Yes, but the people don't think that all this problem can to be a problem in the future for us, for my country, for my city, for my person, my family. I don't know.
Yeah, of course. It's very bad, you know, because this population here are not thinking about what I will leave to my next generation. What do I leave? For example, what will I leave to my children, to my grandsons? Anything. Because when these people rise up, they will find a very a mess land.
For example, I remember now. I watched a movie. I don't remember the name, but in this movie, the people cut your hair completely because there are not water, and we can see the face, the skin, all how the people is without water. And it's a movie, but I think that is a reality too. And it's the same now with this case. The people now is thinking only in the water, but the people are not thinking in this, in the petrol, in the oil, in another things that are very important too.
Yeah, and you know, Elizabeth, what is the saddest of this topic and all this situation? That all this lake is being in a very big pollution, and this is the biggest sweet water in Latin America because I think, and I have searched about it, that this is the biggest lake in Latin America.
Mm-hmm.
Is the
Yes.
biggest lake in Latin America. We have it in Venezuela and is under pollution. We have Sweet Lake over there in that lake, but population doesn't have water. Population doesn't have water, and people suffered because of the water because they don't have it. Now, you know what people is doing right now? They are drilling holes, okay, from the sweet waters, and they are trying to drill water from that and survive by themselves because this water is already under pollution and it doesn't work from the daily activities for the human beings.
Yes, yes, this is a big problem, and I think that the topic of today is very important. I am very grateful with you for this topic, and well, um, what can you recommend it to the people now in this moment? What
Well,
can they do?
okay,
For me, for Elizabeth, what can I do? Because I don't know a lot of things about it. Yes, I don't know what can I do or know what is good, what no.
well, as I always say that our education is in our hand, and I recommend you all to inform yourself, to educate yourself about this kind of phenomena in the world, because this is not only happening in in Venezuela. This happens in Norwega, in USA, in Oregon, by the way, in Mexico, it's happening now, okay? And I want to invite you all to inform yourself about this kind of phenomenons, about this kind of activities. Maybe some of you, you would not care about it, but we have to be aware of this, because when the times arrived, you will say, and now what can I do? That if
Yeah.
you inform yourself, for example, if you see a sediment of petroleum, don't bother it. Just call the agencies on the industries in charge of it, and they will know about it, what we do. And don't, for example, I don't know, inform yourself about what is petroleum, what is worth for, or 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 try to make a new sense in order that, well, I know this petroleum is being affecting the world, so I will try to do new things that will not affect it, but not with oil. For example, I remember that in one of my activities from the university, one of my teachers told me, "Hey, Anthony, I want to create organic gas. How you can do it, in but without being extracted from the oil?" And I remember that I invent organic gas with um, big stercal, cow stercal, and puddle organic rubbish, and I putting all of them with lamps in a pipe, and I sinking in a hole and start for 3 days. When I waited for 3 days, all the gas was being organic because it was without any oxygen, and all that rubbish was creating a new gas. It's an organic gas and not in a inflammable. It's not an inflammable, but it's used for the houses. So many houses right now, they are not using um, camping gas. You know what's camping gas? From the big top, when
Ah,
you can connect them from the stuff. So many people now, they are not using, and in Venezuela there are many people that they are doing this kind of invent, because we don't have gas either, because a camping gas is in the worth of $20, $50, $40. So, and people is not earning it in dollars. So people are looking for the way how to invent new things. Many people on no cultural, they don't know what they are doing, and they are committing pollution because they don't know, or maybe they think, oh, that's hydrocarbons, but it's worse for my daily activity, but they don't know if it's worse for the environment or not. Meanwhile, it's given to them a benefit, is well for them. Meanwhile, it's not.
yes, yes, it's true. Well, I think that we have a lot of things to work in the same time that we are working. For example, I am a teacher. We are working a lot of times in Congress for teachers, for students, but all this time, since that start the pandemic, um, I has been in a lot of Congress, but it's the first time that I am in a webinar in the case that we are talking about this topic. And it's very, very interesting. I think that we have to do this same in, that we have to do this same in Spanish, because I think that is very important. Now we have the opportunity to listen you in English for the friends that speak English, but I am thinking that this is a very important topic that we have to take in Spanish too for our friends to Mexico and Latin America and all
Yeah,
the
of
people
course,
that
I'm
speak
willing.
Spanish.
And we
I
also have,
think that yes, we have to do it and invite and try to do that the people think about the future, about the things that we have and that maybe we can't to have.
yeah, Elizabeth. I'm also want to, I'm also want to invite you all to make a very big reflection and to be aware about all of this. As you know, I'm not in Venezuela now. I'm living in Bogota, Colombia. And here in Bogota is always affecting this phenomenon about subsidence, not because of the petroleum, it's because of the water, it's because of the gas, and also because of the gold. Because in the northwest there exist some gold mines and silver mines where are being drilling, and this is also affecting to this big city. Imagine that mm, Bogota is really big. It's really big. To go from one place to another, you can take 1, 2, or 3 hours from one place to another because it's really big, a big city. And then this phenomenon is also not affecting this the city. And I want to invite you all really to be aware of this, to inform yourself about this kind of suicides, um, to be educated about these kind of topics. Because maybe you are a teacher, you are a doctor in education, but you didn't know about these kind of topics.
Yes.
As me, for example, I am an all engineering, but I don't know some pedagogies or some pedagogies strategies to teach, you know. And we all are ignorant in one topic. It's in our hands to decide what to study and what not, what is important for now and what is not. And I really consider that this is important to be informed nowadays in the world.
Yes, of course. In fact, this is the reason why we are every Sunday here in these webinars, because the idea is to learn more about any topic, not only one, education or psychology or for medical. No, no, this place is for learn about every topic. And I think that this topic of today was very interesting. Thank you very much, Anthony, for your time,
You're welcome.
for teach us a lot of things that I don't know. I don't know now until now, and we have to message in the chat. Thanks. Thanks, engineer, for great presentation by Jonathan Kesibu for ATC coordination for Tanzania, East Africa. Yes,
Nice.
and excellent engineer presentation. Greetings for Guatemala, Eric Alvarado. Thank you very much for being with us today. And
You
well,
guys, thank you all guys to be here, listen to this important topic. And for me, the greatest paid is you to be informed, is to be educated, and using this kind of topic to be in practice of it in the world. This is the best and the greatest paid for me. And thank you to be here. Elizabeth, I want to remember you now that we are here in the webinars and talk about the English classes. I don't know if people.
yes, of course. We have a good news for all the friends that to be today with us, and well, the friends that can't to be today, because our friend Anthony He's a very good English speaker. Then he decide help us to everybody that want and like to learn more English. Um, since the next week, or you tell me when we start?
Yeah, of course. We also can start the next week. I don't have any problem.
Okay.
By this app, I don't have any problem.
Okay. Yes, we will start with English class for free. Anthony will be our teacher. He will be help to everybody that want to practice to learn more in English. And after we are organizing this plan because we are thinking after I don't know, you tell me 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months, we can give a certificate to the person that to be with us every class. I think that 3 months it's okay for you.
Yeah, of course.
As you tell me. Yeah.
At least I well as I have heard that here there's many people that can understand and listen English. Well, we can give a B1 or a A2 English certificate.
Yes, because this is a good idea. We can help to the people, to the students, to learn more English, and they can to have this certificate.
Yeah,
This,
Elizabeth, and mainly you like me, we want to do this because we were a student and we are still students because we keep on learning from people, we keep learning from the world, we keep learning from many things. And we as we were a student, we know how hard it is to study in the world, and we know that many people doesn't know that doesn't have the way or the money to pay an English course or other English or other courses that they want to study for. And I know how hard is it. We know it how hard is it. And as I always say, if you study for not teaching, you didn't study never, because we only have to share our knowledge and to be sure that people is learning from us.
yes, of course. Well, then I will send you the publicity about when we start this class. At the same time, I think that is good for you and for me, Anthony. I don't know what do you think, or
I'm
we
sorry, could you
organize
repeat?
and send you all at the same time that now that the webinars or at another time. What do you think about your
I, I,
time?
cons- I consider that English classes have to be exclusive English classes. I don't know, other people can give a webinar in that other time I can teach English.
Okay, if you want, we can do it. I think that maybe before the webinar for check, for example, as we will know what will be the topic of the webinar, we can talk about this topic
Oh,
before
of
for
course, of course.
understand better the webinar.
Yeah, of
This
course, as a technical English,
yes, maybe
Yeah, of
it's a good.
course.
Okay, well then I will tell you the next week about the topic, about the time that we will be with the English class, and after this our webinar as every Sunday. Okay.
Yeah, of course. I don't know if somebody else wants to say something.
Claudia said, amazing topic. Congratulations, Anthony.
You're
Uh,
welcome, you all.
and Jonathan said that can you share your PPT and your email? I will send you the email for the, you share your presentation, Anthony?
Yeah, I can share it. I can share it. I will send it out my email address, okay, and also my WhatsApp numbers in all those people who wants to share this presentation, digital presentation, and I will send it to them.
Okay, thank you. And about the certificate, please send me your full name for the certificate, please, because I need the full name for make it, and the email for send you to, please.
Of course, I will send it on WhatsApp, okay?
Yes, please, thank you.
You're
Hi,
welcome.
Dr. Luis, good afternoon. He can hear me, I think. Hi, Dr. Luis, good afternoon.
Acá es buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Bien, he estado muy atento a lo expresado por el ingeniero Anthony y lo mismo tratando de descifrar cómo decodifico para pasarlo a mi lenguaje. Esa es una de las desventajas de ser monolingüe.
Bueno, pero ya Anthony nos va a hacer favor de apoyarnos con esas clases de inglés, así que lo vamos a esperar para que poco a poco vayamos mejorando nuestro inglés.
Claro que sí, sí, sí.
Y que se va a estar
no te olvides que para el Congreso Continental necesitamos el traductor.
Ah, perfecto, great. Sí, ahí estaré. Necesito que me digan cuándo es. Creo que era entre el 14 y 15 de este mes, ¿cierto?
13 y 14 de mayo. Ya de mañana, primera hora, mañana digo para acá, Perú, mañana lunes, estamos remitiendo ya la agenda con los respectivos horarios.
Perfecto.
Y no te olvides de tener el tema sobre el petróleo.
Ok, en español, por supuesto.
Claro, porque necesitamos urgente saber el tratamiento del petróleo y todas las consecuencias de la explotación del petróleo.
Todo lo que conlleva la extracción de petróleo como el fenómeno de subsidencia.
Exactamente. Todas esas incidencias hay que analizarlas, principalmente porque nosotros tenemos gran parte de nuestro presupuesto de la República está sustentado en la producción del petróleo, pero nosotros exportamos el petróleo en bruto, entonces no le damos ningún procesamiento, de tal manera que la explotación no solamente nos trae pobreza, sino también serias consecuencias en nuestra salud. Y todo eso hay que analizarlo bajo esa perspectiva que tienes.
Sí, claro que sí. Vamos a poner una fecha para que tener una conferencia con Anthony en español y poder compartirlo con nuestros amigos de México y de toda Latinoamérica para
Correcto,
hacer
está
un
bien.
poco de conciencia más a este tema que sí es muy importante, que como bien lo mencionó Anthony, no nos hemos detenido a pensar en él.
Sí, pues, así es.
Así
es que explotamos y vivimos de lo fácil porque no queremos esforzarnos en pensar mejor. Y lo que nos falta a todos los países latinoamericanos, pensar mejor con lo que tenemos a fin de darle el valor y que ese valor se traduzca en bienestar para todos los ciudadanos.
Así es, doctor. Bueno, pues ya lo estaremos invitando para la próxima conferencia de Anthony. Y sí, también vamos a estar ahí para las conferencias y Anthony nos va a hacer favor de traducirnos para la conferencia de Santos.
Contigo arrancamos la primera conferencia del día 13 o 14. ¿Cuál de los 2 días?
13.
13 es jueves. Contigo arrancamos, tú vas a ser la primera expositora.
Sí, primero es...
Siempre la belleza y el país Egipto.
Muchas gracias. Sí, empezamos hasta donde nos quedamos usted y yo, empezamos conmigo el 13 y después de mí sigue Santos.
Sí, exactamente.
La India, que es donde
La
nos
India.
haría favor de apoyarnos, Anthony.
Sí,
sí,
por
perfecto,
favor.
no hay ningún problema. De hecho, quería preguntarle al doctor Luis que si voy a presentar mi exposición sobre el petróleo y todas sus consecuencias, ¿qué día lo haría? ¿El 14?
Yo le estaría comunicando para poder, vamos a definir un día, quizás sea a fines de este mes, o fines de este mes de mayo, o la primera quincena del mes de junio, para tener el tiempo suficiente y poder invitar a todos los de las especialidades de petróleo y poder generar una discusión que nos permita aclarar muchos de los aspectos de la forma como se está desarrollando la explotación y todas las consecuencias y los factores que le estamos generando a las generaciones futuras y a nuestro propio mundo.
Perfecto, eso me daría mi tiempo de profundizar más en los temas, ya que van a haber varios especialistas también en el área, porque esta presentación que hice fue simplemente una muestra de lo que era el petróleo por encima y de lo que está sucediendo con los fenómenos, pero si realmente lo profundizamos, vamos a encontrar mucha más información valiosa.
Sí, claro que sí. Hola Esther, ¿cómo estás? Buenas tardes.
Hi, Eli, Anthony, and Dr. Luis Antonio. Hi.
¿Cómo está, Esthercita? Esther, ¿cómo estás?
A very good, pretty good. Thanks.
That's great.
A very interesting topic in this webinar. I was watching you on Facebook Live, a very sensitive topic in the case of Venezuela.
Yeah.
One of the most important producers in the world, and also the impact of its exploitation on global warming. Congratulations, Anthony and Ellie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I miss you all the webinars. You have to come with me all the webinars.
Okay.
Because remember that you have to be here in Aswan the next year, huh? And you need to practice your English.
Okay.
Yeah, and I hope
only I remember you.
Yeah, and I hope to be in Egypt too in the next year.
I wait that you can be with us today.
Next year. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hope to be there in the next year. Let's pray God and create a big presentation in Egypt, because in Egypt is also a petroleum producer country, and we will see what we can do over there.
Yeah, please, if you will travel here.
A great challenge.
Yeah, I like challenge, and I like when the word challenge me.
Yes.
Very good, perfect. Okay, thank you very much, Anthony, for your topic, for your time, for teach today. A lot of things about the oil. Thank you, Dr. Luis Mateo, por estar con nosotros. Nos vemos el miércoles en el Congreso. Ahí estaremos con mucho gusto. Thank you, Claudia. for to be with us today again. Thank you today. Wait for you next week for speak about more topics. You can hear to Anthony will help us. The next week, Anthony will start to teach English with us. Then you have to be with us the next weekend and all the weekends because we will learn more English with Anthony.
Yeah, Elizabeth, I noticed that Miss Marley just logged in. Maybe she wanna talk something.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
I just noticed that Miss Marley just logged in. Maybe she wanna talk something.
Oh, yes. Hi, Marley, please. I don't know who is in Lenovo. I don't know the name. I don't know if you want to say something before that finish the webinar. No, I think that's all now.
And nice to greet you, see you at this week's Congress organized by Dr. Luis Antonio Mateo.
Ajá.
Yes.
Tei, tú estás también para el día 14, me dijiste, o el 13.
El 13.
Ya, entonces, pero de preferencia a partir de la 1 o 2 de la tarde, porque en la mañana va a Egipto, va a la India, va a Japón.
Yes.
Y
Por la cuestión del horario, sí, yo lo tengo
sí,
anotado.
sí, por los horarios.
Perú tarde, jueves 13,
Ya.
Perú tarde. Solo estoy en espera que me confirme usted la hora, que ahora
Sí,
Perú
sí.
y México estamos en el mismo horario.
Ya, mañana estoy remitiendo la agenda.
Perfecto.
Ya para la agenda que vamos a desarrollar. Entonces, cada uno está en su respectivo horario.
Muy bien, para ver a Elizabeth y a todos los compañeros. Y también qué gusto que jóvenes como Anthony, con tanto talento y tanto que compartir, también ya estén participando en este tipo de eventos. De gran
Claro.
nivel, por cierto, doctor Luis Antonio, es muy grato siempre participar en los eventos que usted organiza de tanta calidad. Y además, bueno, no sé si me escucharon. ¿Sí se escuchó lo que dije?
Sí, te
bueno,
escuché.
A mí me toca, por cierto, un tema que tiene mucha proximidad con esto que va a abordar Anthony, porque el tema que yo voy a tratar es educar para la sustentabilidad desde la escuela básica. Entonces, sí, esta situación de la explotación del petróleo es un problema pues complejo no solo en cuanto a lo difícil, sino también complejo en cuanto a que está interconectado con muchos fenómenos, con muchas situaciones, incluso la necesidad hoy de explotar energías limpias, ¿no? Y en fin, es un tema que da para mucho.
Así es. Pero bueno, ya nos estaremos viendo en los siguientes webinars. Nos vemos en el Congreso. Gracias, Anthony. Gracias, Esther. Thank you everybody for to be with us. See you the next weekend. Bye bye. Thank you, our friends.
Felicidades, Anthony, una gran exposición. Y también, con todo respeto, te lo quiero decir, que luces muy bien, muy elegante, excelente. Gracias. Me encantó tu look de este día.
Muchas gracias. Thank you so much, Dave.
Thank you. Doctor Luis Antonio, que esté muy bien. Y bueno, tú como siempre, amiga,
gracias.
Siempre luciendo bella y elegante también.
Gracias, Dave. Me da gusto.
Pero la quien está indicando es lo mismo. Están todos están en la misma onda. Una excelente lleva alegría y mucho bienestar.
Gracias, gracias, doctor.
No sé, ya.
Nos anima mucho siempre todo lo que nos dice, doctor, y qué bueno que usted esté sumando su calidad intelectual, la estatura académica que usted tiene y sobre todo que es un experto en investigación. El aval de usted, la presencia de usted siempre en estos webinars y la invitación, la consideración que siempre tiene de incluirnos en sus eventos que son de tanto nivel, pues tienen un significado muy especial. Muchas gracias.
Así es, así es. Muchísimas
Gracias.
gracias. Bueno.
Chao, saludos a Espejito.
Gracias, Elisa.
Saludos a todos.
Luego,
Hasta luego.
chao.
Gracias.
Chao, chao.
Thank you very much. See you. Bye bye. Thank you.
Chao. Chao, chao.
Chao.
Chao, Elizabeth.
Chao, doctor Luis. Nos vemos pronto. Gracias.
Sí, pronto. Chao, Anthony.
Hasta luego. Nos vemos el 13 y 14, doctor Luis.
Sí. Chao, Kay.
Adiós, Elizabeth. Cuídate.
Hasta
Gracias.
luego, Anthony. Gracias.
I just sent
Gracias.
my call name and my email address to your WhatsApp account, right?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
See you.
you.
Thank you. Bye bye.